should he recuse himself? I think he answered that question this morning, which is if he himself is the subject of an investigation, of course he would. But if he's not, I don't see any purpose or reason to doing this. Let's take a step back for a second here. Number one, we know that Russia tried to meddle in the election. Why do we know this? Because we in Congress and the intelligence community did an investigation after the election which discovered Russia was trying to meddle in the election. This is something we all well know. Here's another thing. We have seen no evidence from any of these ongoing investigations that anybody in the Trump campaign or the Trump team was involved in any of this. We have been presented with no evidence that an American was colluding with the Russians to meddle in the election. This is something we also know. We're still doing investigations. You got to remember, in the House and in the Senate, the intelligence committees have been investigating this. The intelligence community itself, not the committees, but the community, did an investigation after the election and gave us the results of that investigation before the inauguration. The House Intelligence Committee just finished coming up with its oversight plan to continue investigations. We will always make sure that we are protecting our sources and methods and getting to the bottom of any of these things. But we have seen no evidence, been presented with no evidence that anybody on the Trump campaign or an American was involved, including with the Russians.
What about the idea, though, that the Obama administration tried to preserve some of this information that was coming out about Russia because they believed that this influenced the election? And secondarily, though, that was either A, an effort to keep the story alive because they don't like the outcome of the election, or B, contributes to what we're seeing now as these inquiries continue.
Yeah, I think part of what is happening, I think Democrats are letting their hair on fire to get you to cover this story, to kind of keep repeating the same story. I think they're trying to get this coverage going. There's nothing new that we have seen here. This is stuff we've been going over. And by the way, we're going to make sure that we leave no stone unturned, and that is why our intelligence committees are conducting the investigations. And that's where they should be conducted. Because you have to protect your sources and methods of intelligence gathering, which is why we have intelligence committees in the first place.
But to follow up briefly, is that what you think that they were doing, the Democrats?
Oh, I can't speak to I'm not going to speak to the motives of the IC, the intelligence community, before this. I can't speak to their motives. But all I can tell you is, you know this as well, they did an investigation, intelligence community-wide. Many of us went down and got the briefings from Clapper and Brennan after the election, before the inauguration, and never have we ever seen any evidence presented to us that an American or a person in the Trump campaign was involved or working with the Russians.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.